even more live and direct now that you can hear me. Yes. Doc Ock coming at you live and direct this new day. 12 o'clock noon. We're doing it one more time. Continuing on with our story of a black revolt. But before we get revolting, let's do something that may be kind of jolting. And just remind you, if you like what you see, give us a like. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. There'll be a button when we get done. You'll see a button at the bottom that will allow you to subscribe. And there's a donation button too, so you can do that as well, because every little bit counts. So let's go ahead and see what we have here today for a proverb. Yes. And this one is always a good one. Rain does not fall on one roof alone. Rain does not fall on one roof alone. That's right. When the rain falls, it falls on all our roofs. Or many roofs. Maybe we should put it that way. Nobody has a rain cloud over their head. All right, now let's go ahead and continue on with our story today. We were reading yesterday from a revolt in Ethiopia, or a black insurrection. What do you mean? He looked at her quizzically, noting that, oh, now this is taking place on a ship, for those of you who missed it yesterday. So we're on a boat in the ocean, and it's back in the day when Ethiopia was under the rule of Haile Selassie. What do you mean? He looked at her quizzically, noting the slightly ominous tone. You seem like an intelligent fellow, she replied. It shouldn't be hard for you to understand the circumstances after having knocked down the Duke of Desai. Why? Is he so dangerous? More than you imagine, Mr. Welland. More than you imagine. He doesn't look very dangerous to me. What? Is he your fiancé? No, but he has been annoying me with his attentions for a long time. He says he's in love with me. And how about you? He watched her face closely and saw her eyes narrow and her expression harden. I'm in love with no one, she said. There is no time for love with so much to be done. I have no time for romance, Mr. Welland. I hope you don't try to start any. You look like the kind that would. He started guiltily. He had been thinking about what a delectable morsel the Princess Etara would be, and making a lightning calculation as to the time it would take to reach the stage he desired. Now it seemed his hopes were dashed on the rocks, crashed and burnt. Are you a man-hater? No, on the contrary, I like men, glancing frankly at him, especially your type. No, on the contrary, I like men. Thank you, he said, smiling and bowing low in mock gratitude. But she continued, there is much work to do, work of importance. One cannot permit love to interfere with such work. They entered the lift and descended to the dining salon. Passengers already seated looked up as they entered. They did make a striking couple. The table steward bore down on them, towel on arm, beaming as they were seated. The wine steward with his jangling keys hovered close by. Just what work is it, he said, picking up the thread of conversation, that you cannot permit love to interfere with? Ethiopia, she said, almost fiercely. Ethiopia is enslaved. Ethiopia must be freed. Sounds like a pretty big order to me. It looks like Mussolini has just about liquidated the Ethiopian opposition. That's not true, she snapped. You've been reading the white press. The Ethiopian opposition has not been liquidated. We are fighting on bravely, and we shall win. You seem quite confident. I am confident. I shall see the day when the emperor shall again sit in state in Addis Ababa. Her big black eyes flashed. And I suppose your friend Ras Resta Gusa will also be there in state. The steward came with the hors d'oeuvres. The little French orchestra was playing a Chopin waltz, and through the windows the golden Mediterranean moon was rolling across the horizon. The SS Metallic. Oops. The SS, yep. When I get these little messages here, I gotta pay attention. Yep, and I did hear it chime. Let me see, make sure this is plugged in here. There we go. And the SS Metallic, where are we at? Swam like a swan across the pond-like surface. At tables all around him, ladies and gents in subtropical evening dress were dining. Dick Welland sighed softly with satisfaction and looked across at the olive-skinned beauty whose flashing smile was an ecstatic prayer. Who was she, he wondered, and on what mission was she engaged? She might not be a princess. There were all sorts of strange people traveling up and down the Mediterranean. Well, at any rate, she was the most attractive woman on the boat, he concluded after glancing around the dining salon. Suddenly, she stiffened and stared past him. The color drained from her cheeks. He turned in alarm. The diners rose as if by command. Coming down the short staircase from the elevator, holding on to the wrought iron balustrade and staggering as he walked weakly forward, was a huge black man with bushy hair. Blood trickled from cuts on each side of his face and from between his fingers, where one hand clutched his abdomen. "John!" screamed the princess. She fought her way like a tigress to his side with Dick close behind her. The big black man muttered something to her, thrust in her hand a blood-stained wad of paper, and then pitched forward. The salon was in pandemonium. Stewards rushed forward and bore the Negro to the hospital with the princess and Dick following. One glance at the surgeon's face told the story. The bushy-haired man was quite dead. Deader than dead. Princess Satara stood rooted to the spot, her face like that of a person hypnotized, impassive but not thinking, though Dick could see that she was thinking quite hard. "Shall I see you to your cabin?" he asked, softly touching her arm. "Have you got a gun?" she asked with surprising calmness. "Why, yes, but," he stammered, "well, as a matter of fact, I have two." "Good. Now take me back to the dining salon as soon as we get there. You leave and get both of your guns. We may need them both." What's the idea? He was suddenly cautious. After all, this wasn't his business. He didn't want to get mixed up in anything that did not concern him. It was getting kind of serious around here. "Afraid?" she challenged, a suggestion of a sneer on her haughty countenance. "No," he replied slowly. "I'm not afraid of anything, but you might at least tell me something more about what I'm getting into." "Who was that man? Why was he killed? Why do you want guns?" Okay, now that's three different questions. "Perhaps I do owe you some explanation," she said, softening, "but please let us get back to the salon quickly. When you return with the guns, I shall tell you who that man was." They made their way to the lift and descended again to the dining salon. Calm had been restored, but the great buzz of conversation indicated the tenseness still remaining. They felt 100 pair of eyes focused on them as they descended the short flight of stairs, at the foot of which a man had just died. Stewards had cleaned up the blood thoroughly, but Dick could still see it in his mind's eye. After a short interval, he excused himself and hurried to his cabin. His valet was out. He hastily rummaged through the bag where he had stuffed his black .32 automatic pistol. The gun was not there. Vexed, he went through all the other bags in turn with the same result. Frowning and apprehensive, he returned to the drawers in the bureau to get the German .38 blue steel automatic target pistol he had seen Bill place there when unpacking the bags. That gun was not there either. Alarmed and grim, Dick hurried down to Bill's cabin in second class. He was about to knock when he heard voices within. He recognized Bill's voice, but not the other. He knocked. "Who's that?" Bill shouted. Dick announced himself, and the door was reluctantly opened. Bill seemed annoyed. He did not stand aside so his master could enter. "Do you want me, Master Welland?" he asked, hiding his irritation behind a bland smile. Dick was not fooled in the least. He beckoned him to come out in the companionway. "Who's that in there with you, Bill?" "Well, it's a gal." Bill grinned sheepishly. "Where did you meet her? Working fast, aren't you? Needless to ask whether she's white or not, I suppose." "Well, she ain't black," Bill harlemed. "And boss," he added, "she's a killer, and she's ready." "All right, go ahead and do your stuff, but tell me, where are my guns? That's what I came down here for." "That .32 is in that black bag, and the .38 is in the bureau drawer," said Bill, relieved that he would not be called away. "Now the hell of it is, Bill, that they're not there. I've looked in everything. They're gone." "Gone? Why, Chief, they was there a little while ago. After you left, I stayed on until I'd fixed everything up, and I saw both them guns." "How long ago did you leave?" "About a half hour. I went right down to the salon to get a drink, and right away I met this chick. She speaks to me in English too, only like a foreigner speaks it. We have a drink, and then I began talking business. She savvies everything, and we go to my cabin. Just when I'm sharpening up everything, you knock at the door. I'm sorry, Bill, but I had to find out about those guns. There's something funny going on around this boat. It ain't that funny. Be careful. A Negro was killed tonight. Died right in the first-class dining salon, and now my guns have been stolen." "A man killed?" The little fellow's eyes widened. "Who done it?" "Well, Bill, if I knew that, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you. Be taking care of business." "Nobody knows. He was in first class, en route to Djibouti." Figures. "Like a number of colored people on board. Now, Bill, you have that nickel-plated revolver of yours, haven't you?" "Yes, sir. Shall I get it?" "Yes, and I'll go in with you. I want to see this girl." Bill's face fell. Dick laughed. "Oh, I'll just stay a minute," he reassured him. "Don't introduce me." They entered the cabin, sitting nonchalantly in the one easy chair, one shapely, silken-clad leg carefully crossed over the other, and a long Egyptian cigarette drooping from the corner of her small carmine mouth. Was a stunning girl in her 20s. A Mediterranean type who might have come from any of a dozen lands. She lifted her long black lashes and lazily regarded Dick. The first thing he noticed about her attractive clothes was that they were well made of expensive material. Her shoes were not the sort one gets in cheap stores. Her hair was as attractively, what's the word for it? Done as the coiffure of a movie actress. She had an expensive bracelet on her shapely left arm. Bill handed him the owlhead revolver, and Dick made his exit. All the way back to the salon, he thought about the woman in Bill's cabin. Obviously, she was out of Bill's class. She did not have the appearance of an ordinary prostitute. I guess that's Bill's class. Why had she gone to Bill's cabin with such alacrity? The warning of Princess Atada when she accepted his dinner engagement, the murder of the man John, the theft of his 2 guns, and now this exotic white girl? What did it all mean? What was the connection? And of course, you know, we got to stop the story right about there, because that's the end of chapter 2. Yes, I like this. Nice short chapters. Those are always a good sign when reading a novel. Nice short chapters. Easy to read through and be able to take a break from and return to on the new day. So that's what we're going to do. Hopefully it won't be a blue day for you on a new day, but at least you have a clue as to what we're going to do. We're going to read a little more about the Black Revolt, the Ethiopian Revolt, or the Black Revolt, or the Black Insurrection, whatever that story is called. We're going to be reading some more of that by a man named Schuyler, George Schuyler, or Schuyler, however you like to pronounce it. So until then, we hope that we've given you a little something to bring about a grin, help brighten your day, and take your mind off your troubles and your woes, or your troubles and your foes, as the case may be. 12:30. Thank you very much for letting us know that. Yes, my computer over here is letting me know that our time is up. So, all you little pups out there in Black Facts Land, this is Doc Ox signing off. Please don't forget, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and give us a like, a thumbs up, and then subscribe right below. Do it right now, because it won't even cost you any dough or feel like you suffered any kind of real blow. In the meanwhile, we'll be black tonight at 9. Until then, may peace guide your way. Peace out. And I see you over there, Makda Ebube. And I see Esther Owens over there. Peace out, y'all.